Hey class, today I'm going to present on the refugee crisis among Latinx populations. Okay, so as we know, there's an increase of members of the Latinx population coming to the United States as refugees due to things such as economic hardship, like civil war, persecution, and corruption. And many of these refugees they come from like the northern triangle areas, and those are countries like Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras. There's a lot of gang violence and a lot of drug trafficking and things like that. So, these refugees come to the United States to, seek, asylum to be able to get away from those hardships. And, they have a difficult journey on the way there, possibility of getting sick, losing their life, being sent back, and all those possibilities. So, in the past, there has been, times where the Latinx population, refugees, have been denied rights. So back in, was it 2018 under the Trump administration? So Trump was putting up a lot of barriers for there to be, for Latinx refugees not to be able to enter the United States and seek asylum here. And as the court says, refugees could obtain asylum based on the fear of persecution at the hands of non-state actors. So as long as the applicant demonstrates their government was unwilling or unable to control the persecution. So yeah, Trump, he wanted to basically, stop the amount of, immigrants, refugees coming into the country, as we all know. And, he did things like putting like application fees, like $50 and like $400 for about $400 for work authorization for refugees and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, asylum is a human right. So, to deny people like safety and protection, it kind of denies those human rights. So there are many barriers that the Latinx population experiences. One of those barriers is like being able to, seek asylum in the United States. You get what I'm saying? Because like the refugees, they got to file an application with the USICS, and there's no time period of when, you get what I'm saying, they will be able to have that interview. So, and that can be up to, 4 years for them to be able to get that interview to be able to be interviewed for, asylum. And, after 150 days, they're able to like apply for like work authorization. But, during that time that they're in there, like, in those centers, they're missing out on opportunities to be able to, gain employment, get quality education, or, things like that. So, let's see. Okay, so stereotypes. There are many stereotypes about people who come to the United States in general, specifically the Latinx population. So one of those stereotypes is that this group of people, they come to this country and they suck up all the resources. You know what I'm saying? Using up all the government assistance. But as we all know, that isn't true. A lot of these members of the Latinx population come to this country and they work those jobs that most Americans don't want to work, such as like agriculture. They work factory work, or just low paying jobs that don't nobody want to take. So that's one stereotype. And another stereotype is that when they come to this country, they have like, I don't know, they bring violence with them. They come to America to create violence, or they bringing in drugs or gang activities and things like that. And that's a stereotype about even like Latin Americans. You get what I'm saying? And so, and one thing about that is that they disregard that everyone isn't violent, and these people are coming to escape those conditions, not bring them with them. So yeah, let's see. So another thing is that refugees come to this country and they already have their traumas from back home, the war, violence, and all that stuff. And the journey there is even dangerous, they get separated from their families and things like that. And, when they come into the United States, they also have more issues being able to be able to, get, let me see, follow the culture, I should say, or learn more about the culture. They have language barriers and things like that, you know what I'm saying? And that can be traumatic, it can be a culture shock thing as well. And, one thing that social workers can do to be able to help with this issue is to be able to provide counseling and therapy to these refugees. I think that would be helpful because, they have to process a lot of trauma before they're able to move on and create a better life for themselves. Another thing that refugees need that social workers can assist with is just access to resources in general. So being able to help them find resources for housing, maybe classes that they can take to be able to better, accept this culture and, get used to this culture. Let's see, help looking for jobs and things like that, because, coming to a new country, a lot of, the Latinx refugees, they come here without, any income. So I think it's important for social workers to be able to help them out with that. And finding housing too, because housing can be rare to come by, and they need to find something that they are not only comfortable with, a community that they're not only comfortable with, but a more affordable affordable community. And so there are resources in West Michigan for Latinx populations, the refugees I'm speaking about. One of those resources is the Samaritas Refugee Resettlement Program. That's it's basically an organization that provides housing, medical case management, cultural orientation, and employment services. So they can be able to get a little help before they're able to stand on their own 2 feet. Another organization that exists in the community is called the Thrive Refugee Support Program, and they provide things such as food, counseling services, healthcare, and more. So I'm going to wrap up this presentation. I just want to let you guys know that Latinx refugees have it hard, before they came to America, after they came to America, during the journey to America. So, being able to understand the struggles and the needs of this population can, help be able to, help them prosper while they are in their new setting. Okay. So that concludes my summary. Concludes my presentation. Thank you for watching and have a good day.